How easy is it to vote with Quickvote.net? Let me show you from the very beginning, starting with registering as a new user. All you need, a first name, last name, email, and to set your own password. That's all it takes, and your user account is registered. Once it's created, though, you can go ahead and log in. But if your organization that you're going to be voting with hasn't given you a role, well, then you might see a screen indicating that when you log in. That's what we'll take a look at first. They may set it ahead of time, but if they don't, you're going to see this screen of no role available. You're going to want to contact whoever you're working with so that the next time you log in, you're going to see something a little bit different. Now that we've contacted our administrator, they've granted us the voter role within the organization, probably also added us to the event we're planning to vote on. Now we can go ahead and log in, and instead of seeing the message that no role is assigned, we're going to see a message that says to select an open session. At this point, though, we haven't actually joined a session, so we're going to have to step out again. Well, actually, you can stay logged in, but for our purposes, we're going to step out and take a look at the administrator view, because that's how we're going to find our way to joining a session. When we look at the administrator view, this is going to be posted up on a screen out in front at the event. They're going to have the session listed. So this is the session we're going to join. They're going to have a QR code pasted up here that's going to take you to a link. The QR code, once you scan it, whether you're logged in or not, will go ahead and redirect you where you need to go in order to register and now join the session. So once you do that, you may not see a difference here. We're on the login screen because we're not logged in. So we're going to go ahead and enter our credentials again, the email and password that we set earlier for our user account. And once we go ahead and log in, we are going to be able to join the session, or we're going to join the session directly. So here we are. Now we're part of the Sunday afternoon session. We've got an open question. Who's your favorite podcaster? So let's go ahead and click in there. And it's this simple. Once you're in here and you've joined the session, you can go ahead and select your option. In this case, we also have a write-in enabled, but you can take your pick, look around. Maybe you want to write one in. I don't think we're going to do that this time, though. We're going to go ahead and just pick from one of the options that are here on the ballot for us. And once we go ahead and click cast our vote, we're going to get our vote receipt. This is only for you. This is the only time this is ever going to be connected to you. What's stored in the database is completely separate, recognizing that you voted, but it's not going to be tied to your vote selection. Your vote selection is tied to this vote receipt ID, so that when we go and look at the vote tally, at the vote count, we're going to be able to validate using that vote ID that our vote was accurately captured. As we look over here, this has a total tally of votes that have been counted. If we look at the review tab in a second, after checking the validation to see who among the voters has voted that are registered for this session, we come over to the review tab and we're going to see those voter IDs, and this is going to allow us, we can see that same voter ID we just got, and we can see it with the selection we chose. And this is our way to validate that our vote has been counted. We can verify, hey, look, there was 2 votes for Rogan here. That matches the tally, and because we know who we voted for and we know our voter ID, we can validate that as well. If we had chosen a write-in vote, we'd see that write-in vote over here in the ungrouped votes until somebody grouped it together. In this case, there's only one. It'll default the name to whatever it needs to be, but if we need to add something to clarify, we can do that right here. And now you'll see that selection, the write-in selection, is now going to appear once we refresh this list. And it's going to be part of that total tally. It's going to appear in the validation, in the vote review as well, so that the person who made the write-in vote can also verify that their vote was accurately captured. And it is that simple. You can validate, check to see that your vote, nobody else knows because nobody else has your voter ID, the vote receipt ID, to be able to validate each time you vote in every election, in every question. The vote receipt ID is going to be different. It's generated on the fly each time, and this will allow you to verify that your vote was accurately captured, and you can look at the count. We're going to cross-reference again. You can see it's the same A93. If we step back out, because vote validation is enabled on this one, you can come in. Now that you've looked at that list and you've verified that your vote was accurately captured, you can go in there and click Vote Validation, validate the vote, so that when we go back and we look in that administrator view, you will see in the validation, it will say not only has voter 10 has voted true, but has also validated that their vote was accurately captured. Gives us an extra layer of validation to ensure that we're not only capturing the data within the system, but that the voters who are here have verified that we've accurately captured it. So several layers here to be able to provide some security, some auditability, and while maintaining the privacy of every voter to ensure that your selection remains private. Thank you for checking out quickvote.net.